New at 10, hammering in on his top priority this legislative session. Tomorrow could be a decisive day in the fight over school vouchers. Just hours ago, Governor Greg Abbott made a pitch for support during a visit here in East Texas. CBS 19's Robert De La Garza was at that press conference in Athens, where Abbott was hoping to rally one last wave of support ahead of the potential vote.
In a packed gymnasium at the Athens Christian Preparatory Academy, Texas Governor Greg Abbott made another push for school choice. He calls this an emergency item that must be passed during this legislative session, saying he wants parents to be able to make the decision for their children.
Now we must expand that program to provide every parent with the ability to choose the education that's best for their child.
He also outlined the state's plan to address the needs of the public school system.
We're going to provide more funding for public education than ever before in the history of the state of Texas. Texas should provide the best education for our students of any state in the United States of America.
He believes in investing and training the best teachers, revamping the curriculum, focusing on the basics, and instilling a sense of patriotism, and finally empowering parents, which took center stage on Tuesday's meeting.
Remember this, it is parents who are in charge of their children. Parents must be empowered to choose a school that's best for their child.
Foundation, I would have loved that opportunity. I didn't have that. I chose to homeschool. It was rough getting curriculum and things, but we managed.
Missy Sharp has spent a decade as an educator in Athens, from working at Athens Christian Preparatory Academy to teaching in public schools and even homeschooling her own children.
The parents need that choice, and they would have changed things for me in a lot of ways.
What really stood out to Sharp was Abbott's comments about creating classrooms that focus more on biblical values and patriotism, something they both think is lacking in public schools.
And I want my children to be in an environment where they can learn those truths and have what they need in a positive Christian environment to grow and thrive and succeed. And
our schools are for education, not indoctrination, and we will not allow woke agendas in our schools, period.
Now, as Governor Abbott continues to prioritize school choice, he says he needs help from his constituents.
But there's one voice that matters more than any other, the voice of parents. What we need is the voice of every parent in this state.
Reporting in Athens, Robert De La Garza, CBS 19.
Among other priorities for the governor are increasing teacher pay.